your face when you're sleeping. In today's video, we will see a mermaid sighting from World War II, water people of Africa, and a mermaid corpse found on a beach. But let's start our video with a typical Barnum hybrid mermaid. Mermaid caught in a fishing net. Something large was captured in the net of some anglers, which they could feel by its movement and weight. They pulled the net from the water, fully oblivious to the fact that they had caught a mermaid rather than a fish. The creature trapped in the net began to try to release itself as soon as the net was placed in the boat. The thing tries to assault one of the guys during the effort of getting free, and the camera captures its webbed hand, which is similar to that of many semi-aquatic species. So, was that really a mermaid? Fiji mermaid. If you've ever wanted to see a creepy little fossil, you should visit the Fiji mermaid exhibit at the National Museum in Grafton, Vermont. This weird thing has all the characteristics of a typical Barnum hybrid, with diverse animal parts uniting to make one hideous creature. It also has the tail as a traditional mermaid would have. This mermaid wears a mustache, which is a unique trait. We don't have confirmation that a mermaid could grow a mustache, but it's always possible that it's a merman. Hudson's account of a merman. Many famous people, including Shakespeare, have mentioned sighting a mermaid. In 1608, an English explorer claimed that he saw a mermaid. He said that he saw a pale woman in the water. She had the upper body of a woman, but from the waist down, she resembled a fish. Key Islands, Indonesia. In 1943, during World War II, and despite the fact that the war was at its peak, several members of the surveillance team of Indonesia spotted what appeared to be a small humanoid figure in the water with spines on its neck. This same figure was later seen playing in lagoons and near the island's beaches. The soldiers couldn't believe what they were seeing, and after speaking with a few locals, they learned that the mystical mermaid-like figure was known as an orang-ikan, or human fish. No one believed they had seen an actual mermaid, but the locals took this story very seriously. Main Island Mermaid. In 1967, British Columbia got famous for its mermaid stories when a mermaid was spotted lounging on the shore of Main Island. She was said to be topless, had long blonde hair, and the tail of a fish. Some witnesses became very upset as they believed they saw the mermaid eating a salmon raw. The town's residents became intrigued by the sighting of this mysterious mermaid, and they proceeded to gather any information they could about her. But the mermaid was never seen again. John Smith Mermaid. When John Smith was exploring the West Indies in the 1600s, he noticed a woman in the water with green hair who appeared to be quite attractive. When she jumped under the sea, he was shocked to realize that she was actually a mermaid. However, there is some suspicion that Smith mistook some other sea creature for a mermaid. Mermaid corpse in New Zealand. Fishermen from Papua New Guinea were sure that they had found human remains on the sandy beaches, but after calling the cops, everyone discovered that the remains were not of human origin. It was clear that the remains had a fish-like structure from the waist down, leaving some to believe they had discovered a mermaid skeleton. Mermaid of Scotland. In 1890, a mermaid was seen climbing onto surrounding rocks and then sank back into the ocean in Newark Bay, Scotland. The mermaid was estimated to be around 7 feet long, with black hair and a pale complexion. However, she was clearly not a fan of humans. Mermaids of Africa. Africans avoid going to the beach late at night or alone, since they've been warned since childhood that water people exist. A story about a group of young girls who went missing in an African hamlet is also included. Some people feel that these stories have some truth in them. These stories also depict a woman swimming in the sea with a half-human and half-fish body who was capable of attacking young children. A woman saw a mermaid. Women from Nashville, Tennessee claimed that she saw a mermaid, as she had video proof of it, whereas the mermaid in the water swung her tail because she didn't know that she was being filmed, and a woman, while recording the video, kept screaming that it was a real mermaid. Mermaid spotted in Israel. A mermaid was seen sunbathing on a rock of the Kiryat Yam, Israel. When people at the spot saw the creature moving and leaping into the water, many got confused whether it was a sea lion or a manatee. But later, they were stunned because it had a fish-like tail, but a human head and face. Mermaid spotted in Spain. On their way back to the ship after a cruise in Mallorca, Spain, several people noticed something sitting on a rock in the middle of the water, far away from the ship. On looking closer, the creature resembled a mermaid and appeared to be sunbathing on a rock. Is it possible that this was a real mermaid? Mermaid of Australia. This mermaid moment was sighted many feet beneath the surface. Nobody anticipated a mermaid appearing out of nowhere and then disappearing in the blink of an eye. That creature swam far too fast to be a human in a tail costume. To swim this fast with those tails, a human would have to use his arms, and if they didn't use their arms, they would not be able to swim that fast. So it's evident that this was a mermaid. Mermaids of Mexico. In the caves of Mexico, a man snorkeling came face to face with a real mermaid. He was underwater in a cave system when he observed a passing mermaid. Because it was dark under the water, with some rays of light coming from above, the lens of his camera caught the outline of this fabled monster. But it was a mermaid. This is without a doubt the situation. Mermaid of the Philippines. Mermaid sightings are most common in the Philippines. A mystery mermaid hidden in the sea was discovered by several people on a boat. They were all ecstatic to meet her, and they later learned that the creature had long white hair and a gorgeous tail. Hispaniola Island, the Caribbean. During one of his trips, Christopher Columbus is said to have witnessed mermaids. At Spatula Island, he observed at least 3 playful mermaids who were jumping in the sea. 3 of them climbed out of the water as Columbus and his crew approached, giving Columbus a full view of them, and he was not impressed. Columbus thought of them as the epitome of beauty and grace and represented in tradition, but they were far from it in reality. They were unappealing at best, if not repulsive. Some argue that Columbus never actually saw them, alleging that he mistook a manatee, also known as a sea cow, for a mermaid. Baffeljag River, South Africa. Mermaids have a long history in South Africa, dating back thousands of years. Mermaids have always been part of their culture. From their old culture, there are countless paintings depicting half-human, half-fish creatures. The most intriguing and strange truth is that these murals are located in some of the country's driest areas. In 2008, a mermaid named Cayman made a massive splash in the media. Many people claim to have seen it, including a large group of friends who were camped near the Baffeljag River. They went to investigate what had happened after hearing heavy splashing and crashing in the river. They discovered a woman with a pale complexion and long black hair, but the most stunning feature was her blazing red eyes, which appeared to be glowing. The mermaid bolted, never to be seen again. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos.